Ethiopia's state-affiliated broadcaster reports that a landslide on Saturday evening was triggered by heavy rains in the country's Oromia region. The government says the number of those that have died from the flooding is 27 since Saturday when it occurred. 16 of the fatalities were women and 6 others were injured and taken to health centers after sustaining heavy body injuries. The Ethiopia National Meteorological Agency has warned that heavy rains and floods will affect some regions in the country over the next few days. These include the capital, Addis Ababa, as well as parts of eastern and western regions in Oromia, Ethiopia's Somali region, southern Gambela and Benishangul Gumuz regional states. Colleta Wanjohi, CGTN, in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
Well, for more on this, we are joined on the line by Colleta Wanjohi, who is in Addis Ababa for us. You say the figure has gone up to 27 now. Can you give us an update on how the rescue services are coping?
Yes, the rescue operations are being carried out by forces from the federal government as well as the regional government of Oromia. Ethiopia has its disaster and risk management division that also always ensures that at least the government is always on standby with basic help whenever calamities of this kind occur. So we're having all these government bodies on standby or at the site trying to help out people. So government officials tell us that all is on course to rescue the residents, some of whom have to be relocated to safer zones, and the injured people also have to be given necessary medical help. So that is what is going on right now.
And Colleta, heavy rains often cause landslides in the country. Are there fears that there could be more landslides and flooding? How is the country preparing for that?
Yes, already the weatherman, the National Meteorological Agency, has warned that there are going to be floods in different parts of the country. So the government expects that if there might be such other cases in other parts of the country, this is just something that has come out as it is a natural calamity, and it's worth noting that this type of flood is characterized by a sudden onset with little time lead for early warning, and that's why we're seeing the considerable damage that it has caused. Now, also want to note that this area that has been affected are some of the areas that are near major riverbanks, and that's why it becomes easy for them to be really affected when rains become so much and the water kind of flows back to the land. And but nevertheless, it's an alert for the government now to step up its preventive efforts and probably start evacuating people in the other areas where the weatherman has said similar floods will occur.
And, well, Ethiopia, along with its neighbours, has been experiencing unusually heavy seasonal rains. What are the authorities saying about this? Do you think it's due to climate change?
There is no doubt about that. I mean, we've seen the effects of climate change being more real than ever now. We are seeing extremes in weather conditions in our countries. For example, the Horn of Africa countries where Ethiopia falls have in the recent past seen extreme levels of drought and that have killed people, put livestock at stake. But now we're also seeing another extremity, that is extreme rainfall leading to flooding. Look at the recent tropical cyclone that caused heavy rains in the area of Somali region and Djibouti. Now, the climate change experts are saying that it is time to put adaptation measures as soon as possible in order to avoid more calamities. And one of the issues they're saying is it is time for the African governments especially to invest a lot in research and development, because with research then it will be easy for the governments to know or to predict, depending on the weatherman, it will be able for them to predict what to do to avoid so much calamity. And in case of, for example, extremities like too much water, we need the water during drought seasons. So if we had enough money into research, then we'd be able to know how to harvest this water probably and avoid deaths and all that. But at the end of the day, they're also saying that there is more that needs to be done as in terms of regional efforts to fight climate change. This might even work much better.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Colleta. That was CGTN's Colleta Wanjohi there in Addis Ababa with that update on the flooding in Ethiopia's Oromia region.